So, how's it going, everybody? RazingHel here, and today we're going to be going over a little conversation I had with a Skype chatbot. So, one of the reasons that I decided to go ahead and make a video about this is because the reason these things exist is that people actually fall for them. And if I can prevent anybody, like one person, from getting scammed by these kind of bots, I think it is worth mentioning. So, like at 5:40 p.m. yesterday, I was actually contacted by this bot, Dara Jewel. And the interesting thing is, right, a lot of the time, there are certain types of Skype contacts that I will immediately disregard. For example, if it's a clearly female name, Western female name with a revealing outfit, like in general, I'll just block that. Unless I know who you are, I'll just disregard it and block the account because this is what always happens. But this account was interesting because it didn't have a picture on it and the name was a little bit questionable. Like it could have been either or, I didn't know. It could just be a name for a guy, right? And so people might think this is a bit discriminatory, and it is, to be honest, but in general, these kind of scams are the ones that are run the majority of the time when you add somebody with the aforementioned characteristics. So I added this person anyway, and one of the first telltale signs that it was a bot, of course, is by hi XOXO. So, you know, like if it was somebody that I knew from YouTube or from any of the games that I've played, like Stronghold Kingdoms, I don't think they'd begin it with this. So I asked, you know, what do you want? And then we get our second clue that this is actually a bot. It says, I got your name from the member directory here on Skype. I don't believe that's a thing because I was bored and was looking for new people to talk to. And then we have the most revealing part here, 22F, hear you. So this is not something that any actual person is going to say to you in their second bit of conversation that they've ever had with you. I mean, it's irrelevant, right? There's no way that's going to end well if somebody says that to you. So of course, I immediately knew it was a bot then. So then I decided to go ahead and play at it that I was actually a chatbot as well, and we were going to have a battle of the bots here. So I typed in, I am a chatbot. You can find my commands by typing in !help, to which the bot, the other bot, the bot that is not me, says, so what you up to? And I say, I'm sorry, I do not recognize that command. Type !help for my list of commands. And then we get into a little spiel about summer break and whatnot. And then I propose a different approach to this entire situation. Type !joke to have me tell you a joke. And the bot completely is ignoring all of the stuff that I'm saying here. And it just continues going about its script with LOL, well, I have an idea if you're up for a little fun. But anyway, I continued playing along, pretending to be a bot here. And it just goes into a whole spiel about getting to work here shortly. Work is in quotes because obviously it's cam work, I imagine. But anyway, then it just continues to go along and it says that it has free passes. And I just continue with the whole thing about I'm a chat bot. You can find my commands here. It just ignores it entirely. Then it gave me a link to a site. And so it says you should see a little button to accept my invite. Then make sure your own Lil profile and you can come join my... Oh, I just... Those sentences bother me. And then to which I replied, my link scanner has blocked your link based on a rating of poor by web security firm Malwarebytes Labs, which I just completely BS'd that one. I had no idea what I was talking about, but... and then, of course, the bot just continues on, mentions that I actually need a credit card of some type. But it's just to verify my age, believe me, it has nothing to do with stealing credit card information at all, right? And I'm being sarcastic there because it most likely does, considering if we go ahead and bring up the site, right here it is, and you'll notice I disabled all of the JavaScript and images on it, and it's running in Tor. So this was the site that was linked to me though. And as you'll notice, like it doesn't even have, the connection's not even secure. So like I'm going to ever, like even if it was a more reputable site, I wouldn't be entering credit card information into it if it didn't have a security certificate. I mean, that's just like base level, like knowing what's going on the internet. So, but yeah, that's where it did link to. So you get the idea of what the whole thing is about. It's a cam chat kind of thing. But anyway, it mentions the credit card, right? And it says, you should feel special. I don't usually give out to this one. LOL, I'm such a goofball sometimes. To which I replied, dropping the entire, well, the bot sort of act. I said, I know you are a bot, FYI. To which it replied the first and only time and actually addressed the sentence that I wrote. So it said, LOL, no, I'm not a bot, silly. To which I replied, you are a very poorly coded bot at that. And then it just continues on, which it says, blah, blah, blah. Turn your speakers down because I can get a little loud. Oh, yeah. But then I mentioned that I'm going to make a video about it, and it just ignores that. And it says that it'll be back later, to which I never got a response to my little question here. Does anybody actually fall for this scam? So that is where we are left at with this. Clearly, don't follow these things. Like I've said before, one of the primary indicators that these are bots are when they just drive the conversation down a certain road. You know, if you're not certain, it never hurts to check. Like if somebody thought I was acting like a bot and they sent me some sort of question to verify that I wasn't, I wouldn't necessarily be offended by that as much as I just wonder sort of what actions I was doing that was considered bot-like, and then try to modify my behavior based on that assessment. Obviously, not everybody's going to be as rational about it, but then again, you ask yourself, you know, if somebody's going to be so sensitive about, you know, you questioning whether or not your interaction with them is a bot when they appear to be a bit sketchy and add you out of the blue and stuff to begin with, do you really want to continue talking to that person anyway? It's like the value in that relationship would obviously be pretty low, in my book anyway. And I think you should weight your values similarly. I think it is a good idea to try to only surround yourself with people of quality, let's say, rather than the average riffraff. I know that's going to ruffle some feathers because nobody wants to think they're riffraff, but there exists riffraff in the world, and if you care about who you associate with, you'll try to avoid those kind of people. But anyway, yeah, the basic premise of doing this video was because the reason these bots exist, they do apparently get credit card numbers, otherwise they wouldn't, and I'm hoping that maybe this will prevent at least one person sometime or another from accidentally running into one of these scams as well and, you know, revealing their credit card information to them. Because the important thing is you don't think it can happen to you or anybody you know until it actually does. My immediately family members have been scammed by things similar to this. It was on an iPad, and you know they give you the little pop-up that says your browser is infected or whatever, and then they want you to call a number and give your credit card information so that they can remove the virus from an iOS device. So, you know, it does happen. Like, I think there's sort of a divide between people who are more tech savvy and those who aren't, because those of us who are a bit more tech savvy just generally think that a lot of the things that are common knowledge to us, it just doesn't come as naturally to other people. So that's why I think it is worthwhile, you know, recounting these incidents, because not only are they kind of interesting to see the sort of technology behind these chatbots, which by the way is pretty abysmal, considering, you know, what chatbots can do these days, but also to sort of serve as a warning to those of you who might not actually be all that tech literate when it comes down to it. Because, as I've reiterated before, if these scams didn't work, these bots wouldn't exist. So I hope you found that useful. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.